Hi, you guys. It's the Yoga Goddess Chaotic. And yeah, so my last video attempt of this, the audio is horrible. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what I'm saying? I don't know. But the audio is horrible, and I didn't appreciate it because it took me like over an hour to do that. And that is just an example of what often happens, okay, when I'm doing my thing. And also, I guess my laptop needed to update, so everything starts going horrible, especially the audio when my laptop needs to update. But anyways, so the purpose behind this video and the last video, so I decided to redo it because I think you guys really deserve to know the purpose behind the video. And I know the last video take of this was the audio was very wonky. But again, this is called Why They Really Mad, the science of knowing thyself for us, you melanated, you know, folks, so you can have confidence in ourselves, so we can start building back up our pride, our dignity, our integrity, so that we can have that, so we can know why they really mad. And because they be really mad and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And also, I want to mention, there's a group of people that think that they own the word they. Can you imagine that? There's a group of people that think that they own the word they. The audacity. Let's not even get into that right now. But anyways, so again, this is to infuse some, self-love into the community of us, you melanated folks. Okay, I want you to know that your black is beautiful, your brown is beautiful, your brown is brown, and your black is black, and your gold is golden. Okay, period. And I wanted to kind of present scientifical facts, okay? Scientifical facts as to why they really mad, yeah. Why they really mad. And also, I want to point out how, there's coding. People say things for a particular reason, or they say things in a particular way, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, trying to be politically correct and not wanting to like just supremely offend folks, but those who know, you know what I'm saying? Period. But so yeah, some people speak in a certain manner that may not seem the best to you, but it's not about you, right? But anyways, so and also as I stated in the last video, imagine the world is supposed to be on Meet George Jetson, his boy Elroy, daughter Judy, Jane, his wife, dun, 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 and we're here. You know what I'm saying? This is a kind of a far cry from, the Jetsons. But imagine we're supposed to be there. And yes, I have my liners on. But imagine we're supposed to be there, but because some foolish people wanted to steal the knowledge from the original people, flip it and reverse it, and now that they have, they have scientifically kind of caught up a little bit, and now kind of understand, the messaging behind it, and not just the literal decoding of the ancient Egyptians, the ancient kind of the ancient Sumerians, you know, you know what I'm saying? Now they're learning, oh, okay. Oh, so those things weren't literal. Oh, oops, oops, oops. And realizing that, oops, the very same people that some people may have been trying to, be against, segregate, do all of those things, are realizing that they're so foolish that they stole knowledge, okay, that they're too un unwise and not smart enough to decode properly, and just to come to find out later on, centuries later, that, oh, ooh, we actually need these very people to be free and to escape, to be able to, be a free people. You need the same people that you're trying to terrorize. My, how if that meme, what was that meme? Oh, no, 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 it was a post of a cat just chilling, and there was another cat bothering him, and the other cat wasn't doing nothing, just minding his business. And then the cat was, trying to bother the other cat just chilling, and then that cat fell down. Yeah, like stop trying to be evil towards people, because it's going to backfire. Literally, it's going to backfire. And when some people find out that, oh, you guys were just, flipping it and reversing it, that we're actually the good, great people, and that, you actually need us to up and get up out of here or whatever. Look, that's a whole nother. that's I'm going off on a tangent, okay? But like, yeah, this is a spiritual aspect video, so it might not be for you if you're not into this. So yeah, you can exit out, and I'll appreciate if you come back for like, my other stuff, because I have a wealth of interest. Okay, so and because this is the Yoruba Goddess Chaotix page, she's gonna put everything she wants to put. All right, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on the things that you like, Mr. BB, please. But anyway, so I was going off on a tangent, but imagine the the dumbest people on earth stealing your stuff because they're stupid, so they use that, that numbskull type of mentality to do what the good people were not doing. The good people are not trying to harm anybody or use physicality to overpower people. No, the good people were just living their lives, and then people that were mad about their position, I guess, were going to go by brute force. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot. It's a lot. But and instead of admitting, oh, we were wrong, no, some people would rather go down in lies, go down in lies. And the thing about it is that the lies not only affect, the people, of course, that they hate, that, they envy, they hate, that, no matter what, these people were still able to still get back up. Imagine Black Wall Street shortly after, a certain time that this, you know, country experience still came up, boom, right back at it like nothing ever happened. Okay, imagine you're trying to take someone down and they just keep coming back up, and then realizing, oh, we need these people to even maintain a certain frequency on the earth. Like, whoa, and to even be able to like really be free, to free ourselves instead of coming back lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Imagine Groundhog Day, like for real. These movies also are coded. But anyway, I want my people for sure to have pride in themselves and know that they're just as good as anybody else. That if you win a medal, that all of your other counterparts that, are not melanated, they should not have the right or what it seems of being placed a medal on their neck before you at any point in time. How rude, how blatant, but you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to say things without saying it, you know what I'm saying? Join my Patreon. Okay, let's build that community so we can talk freely and really come up with solutions because I specialize in solutions of all sorts. They say about minds that talk about people, talk about events, and then there are people that talk about ideas and solutions to things, you know what I'm saying? And having the proper narrative, whether it's good or bad, but what is the truth, you know what I'm saying? Some people will rather go down in flames, literally down in flames, lying, as I've stated before. So, anyways, let's get into it. I'm getting this article again from the National Institute of Health, their National Center for Biotechnology Information, and National Library of Medicine. So, again, this article was published November 7th, 2014, and the final edit form was published January 9th, 2015. And again, it's written by Nassim H. Nasty, okay, because I like the name Nassim H. Nasty again, hey, and Laura Tamaris, okay, Laura Tamaris, period. And yeah, the abstract. And again, this article is about skin pigmentation, but again, you have to be able to utilize all your resources, and such as this article right here is speaking about skin pigmentation. So let's go back to the title of it. The title of this is Invited Review MC1R, Eumelanin, and Pheomelanin, their role in determining the susceptibility to skin cancer. But through this article, we can extract some very critical information about eumelanin and skin and its importance period of the importance period of eumelanin. Now, in the previous attempt, I stumbled upon these words heavily, okay, because this is, I'm more into the information technology. I am a certified information systems auditor. I do have my master's of business administration as well as a master's of homeland security with a, concentration in cybersecurity. So, IT is my thing. So all of these words I am going to butcher. But guess what? In an attempt to definitely make sure that, people similar to me or with even a similar mentality can, know what's really great about them and why people are, yes, very jealous. You don't want to think that, again, people that come from ancient Sumerian or ancient Egyptian background, DNA, we don't want to think people are a certain way, but guess what? You have been shown time without number that yes, people are a certain way. And also, something that definitely wakes you up to this is when certain people within your own community, you know, might do you wrong or something like that. That's when you realize that it's not only about maybe how a person looks, it's not about that. That maybe it's about the mentality of each individual. Bless you, Mr. BB. Can I please? Thank you very much. That is maybe the mentality behind the person, okay? So you have to focus on the person's mentality and character for sure, for sure. But anyways, back to the abstract. Skin pigmentation is due to the accumulation of two types of melanin granules in the keratinocytes. Besides being the most potent blocker of ultraviolet radiation, UVR, the role of melanin in photoprotection is complex. This is because one type of melanin, called eumelanin, is UV absorbent, whereas the other, pheomelanin, is photo unstable and may even promote carcinogenesis. Okay, so people that have melanin are protected from radiation and ultraviolet rays, okay? Just naturally. People that are pheomelanin, so you know who those are, okay? It photo unstable and may even promote carcinogenesis, okay? So imagine not being able to even escape the planet at all. Like you just got to keep coming back and coming back or you get stuck in the ionosphere. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. If you don't worry about it. But anyways, okay, carcinogenesis. Skin hyperpigmentation may be caused by stress or exposure to sunlight, which stimulates the release of alpha melanocyte stimulating hormones. So alpha MSH from damaged keratinocyte. Melanocortin 1 receptor, MC1R, is a key signaling molecule on melanocytes that respond to alpha melanocyte stimulating hormones by inducing expression of enzymes responsible for eumelanin synthesis. Persons with red hair have mutations in the MC1R causing its inactivation. This leads to paucity of eumelanin production and makes redheads more susceptible to skin cancer. Apart from its, but they're not the only ones. Like most, okay, pheomelanin people are susceptible to skin cancer. Okay, let's just be real. But apart from its effect on melanin production, the alpha melanocyte stimulating hormone or MC1R signaling is also a potent anti-inflammatory pathway. Oh, I'm sorry. Signaling is also a potent anti-inflammatory pathway and has been shown to promote anti-melanoma immunity. This review will focus on the role of MC1R in terms of its regulation of melanogenesis and influence on the immune system with respect to skin cancer susceptibility. Introduction. Skin, the largest organ our body is organized in two primary layers, the epidermis and the dermis. Since epidermis serves as a point of contact with the external environment, various biological and physical characteristics of this layer determine its ability to resist repeated exposure to various damaging environmental stimuli like ultraviolet radiation, UVR. The carcinogenic action, hold on, I want to kind of blow it up. Boom. The carcinogenic action of a UVA which makes up approximately 95% of terrestrial UV spectrum, is mainly through indirect damage caused by the generation of reactive oxygen species, ROS. While UVB makes up less than 5% of terrestrial spectrum, it is a potent mutagen that directly alters nucleotide structure in DNA. Nucleotide structure in DNA. Therefore, many endogenous mechanisms have evolved to protect, decrease, and or repair UVR mediated damage. Some of these mechanisms include increasing epidermal thickness, cytokeratin in supra- superable suprabasal layers of keratinocytes, normal shedding of epidermal squamous layer, DNA repair activity, apoptosis of damaged cells, enhanced activity of antioxidant enzymes, and last but not least, skin pigmentation. Skin pigmentation is due to the accumulation of melanin granules and keratinocytes, which act as a natural sunscreen. Oh, I have my liners, which act as a natural sunscreen that potently absorbs UVR, thereby blocking its ability to penetrate into skin, the deeper layers skin where proliferating cells reside. However, its mechanism is photoprotection is more complex than a simple correlation to photoabsorption. Melanin is also a potent antioxidant and free radical scavenger. Further, melanogenesis is enhanced after UVR exposure and thus might have other roles as well. Epidemi- Epidemiological studies indicate that light skinned individuals, Fitz, Fitzpatrick scale 1, type 1 and 2, that light-skinned individuals, Fitzpatrick scale type 1 and 2, are more prone to UVR-induced damage and tumor formation than darker-skinned individuals. Okay, okay, dark-skinned people are less prone to damage, to UVA-induced damage than lighter-skinned people. Boom! That, like, come on now. Like, the darker the melanin, the less induced UVR induced damage and tumor formation. Okay, boom, just know that alone. So, anyways, the percentage of the two types of melanin pigment, eumelanin and pheomelanin, is also important in establishing the susceptibility to DNA damage and tumor development. This review will highlight the importance of different melanin types and their role in the development of skin cancer, particularly melanoma. Melanin. Skin pigmentation has considerable cosmetic importance. Okay, hey. The mechanism of protection by melanin is not fully understood, but it is among the most important factors of UV sensitivity and melanoma risk. Melanin is ubiquitously found throughout the animal kingdom, except in arachnids, and um, usual usually serves in protection against environmental stressors. Although melanin is present in epidermal keratinocytes, it is not synthesized in these cells. This function is performed by melanocytes, which are abundantly present in the lower layer of epidermis and at a lower frequency in the dermis. Pigment produced by melanocytes is transferred to keratinocyte through cellular organelles called melanosomes and occurs with the help of melanocytic dendrites. In fact, a single melanocyte can transfer melanin to as many as 40 keratinocytes. The close contact with keratinocytes leads to the tight regulation of melanin synthesis, and transfer can be dictated by subtle variations in the keratinocyte homeostasis. The synthesis of melanin takes place inside melanosomes following transfer of the enzyme tyrosinase, which oxidizes tyrosin, the dihydroxyphenylalanine. DOPA, okay? It's called DOPA. And the dopa quinoline, DQ. Further modification together with the formation of protein complexes eventually result in melanin deposition onto a fibrillar scaffold composed of modified PMEL17, also known as GP100 molecules, as an important marker of melanocytes. Large bioaggregates composed of homo or hetero units of pheo and eumelanin compounds are formed by oxidation of cyclization of the initial substrate tyrosine. Melanin can be classified into at least three basic types. Eumelanin, meaning good melanin, EU means good. Eumelanin, pheomelanin, or neuromelanin, which is in the brain. The function of neuromelanin, which is found in the brain, is not clear and will not be reviewed here. We will focus on the skin melanins, eumelanin, which is prevalent in individuals with black and brown hair, and pheomelanin, yellow reddish. So individuals that have eumelanin have black and brown hair, and those with pheomelanin are like yellow reddish. Okay, so like blonde and redheads. just to be very clear, which is responsible for redhead. So pheomelanin is also responsible for redhead and freckles. Both melanins have a common organization of repeating units linked by carbon bonds. However, the pigments differ from each other in terms of chemical, structural, and physical properties. Pheomelanin and eumelanin. Pheomelanin consists mainly of sulfur containing benzodiazine and benzodiazole derivatives, seen below in figure 1A. L-cysteine is the chief source of sulfur and is therefore essential for the pheomelanin synthesis. Eumelanin, on the other hand, is an extremely heterogeneous polymer comprising of 5,6-dihydroxyindole DHI and 5,6 and or 5,6-dihydroxyindole 2-carboxylic acid DHICA units. Okay, figure 1B. As seen right here. Hey. So now the explanation of figure 1. Building blocks of pheomelanin and eumelanin. Biozin, benzothiazine and benzothiazole in A are the building blocks of pheomelanin. They polymerize. They polymerize in form to form pheomelanin. In case of eumelanin, 5,6-dihydroxydole and or 5,6-dihydroxynol 2-carboxylic acid, shown in B, polymerize to form eumelanin. The structures were drawn using Kim sketch. So here they go. Boom. Synthesis and regulation. The biosynthetic pathways of pheomelanin and melanin synthesis have been well characterized over the years. Tyrosine is the common precursor for both eumelanin and pheomelanin production. It is first converted to an extremely reactive intermediate, dopa quinone DQ, by the action of the enzyme tyrosinase TYR. Tyrosinase enzymes are found in almost every species on the planet. However, the sequence and length assessment shows that they are highly heterogeneous and diverse. Okay, sounds familiar to a certain type of people. All tyrosines are highly conserved around the active site. All tyrosines are highly conserved around by the active site. In fact, the overall understanding of tyrosinase has been possible by analyzing the catalytic properties of mushrooms tyrosinase. All tyrosinase use copper as a cofactor, but substrate specificity specificity can vary between species. Ty- Tyrosinase are bifunctional enzymes that catalyze the hydroxylation of menophenols and monophenols and subsequent oxidation and diphenols to ketones. Load. The rate limiting steps the rate limiting step in the melanin biosynthesis was thought to be the conversion of tyrosine to dopa and then its further oxidation to DQ. For many years, dopa was thought to be an important precursor to the melanin biosynthesis. Inside the melanosome, Inside the melanosome, the DQ cyclizes to form leukodopachrome and then spontaneously converts to an orange color intermediate known as dopachrome. As shown in vitro studies, dopachrome loses its carboxylic its carboxylic acid forming 5,6 dihydroxydol. So it loses its carboxylic it loses its carboxylic acid, forming five forming 5,6 dihydroxyindole. Okay, I have to read it through. I gotta receive it, okay? Who's so it loses carboxylic acid forming DHI, whose polymeriz- whose polymerization forms eumelanin. Lord, that was hard for me to get through. Recent studies have shown that dopa is not only produced initially from tyrosine, but also produced by the reduction of DQ and fed into the pathway. Dopachrome can also be rearranged by enzymes called tyrosine-related protein 1 and tyrosine-related protein 2, TRP2, also called dopachrome tautomerase, DCT, the form of a carbonated intermediate DHICA. Lord, it was demonstrated that tyrosinase, along with the two tyrosinase related proteins, form a multi enzyme complex within melanocytes, facilitating their physiological interaction and disruption of one of the enzymes due to the mutation severely affects pigmentation. I'm going to read that part one more time. It was demonstrated that tyronase, along with the two tyronase related proteins, form a multi enzyme complex within melanocytes, facilitating their physiological interactions and disruption of one of the enzymes due to mutation severely affects pigmentation. And disruption of the enzymes due to the mutation severely affect and disruption of the enzymes due to mutations. Okay, okay. Oh, damn. That's terrible. Okay, boom. The UV damage. You see it showing it right here? Right here? Okay. So now they're explaining it. Figure 2, biosynthetic pathways involved in eumelanin and pheomelanin. TYR is involved in both eumelanin and pheomelanin synthesis, while TRP1, DCT, also called TRP2, are only involved in eumelanin, not pheomelanin synthesis, okay? Synthesis of eumelanin requires higher O2 consumption than pheomelanin, okay? So the synthesis of eumelanin requires higher O2 consumption than pheomelanin. So take your vitamin D3 pills, y'all. But anyway, the structures are drawn using ChemSketch. MC1R, melanocortin, melanocortin 1 receptor, ASIP, a Gauty signaling protein, alpha melanocyte uh stimulating hormone. Okay, look, that's a lot. That's a lot. But I have to share it with you all. In the pheomelanin synthesis, there is a critical role of sulfur hydryl of sulfur hydryl groups. Once DQ is formed the same way as in eumelanin synthesis, it immediately reacts with sulfur hydryl groups to form cysteine dopa and then quinoline. Quinone, my bad, quinone, which is then further converted to benzothiazine and benzothiazole. These products polymerize, oh God, to produce pheomelanin. So this is pheomelanin. It was even tough to get through it, okay? So melanogenesis produces mixtures of eumelanin and pheomelanin at different mixed ratios, okay? The ratio is determined by tyrosinase activity and the substrate concentration of tyrosin and cysteine. Period. Analysis of uveal melanosomes reveal an inner and outer core made from pheomelanin coated with eumelanin at different inner and outer core thicknesses, depending on eye color. However, the structure of epidermal melanin granules is not yet known. In addition to mixed melanogenesis, it is also proposed that melanosomes biochemistry becomes committed to either eumelanogenesis or pheomelanogenesis, and these discrete types of granules exist within the same cell at different ratios, diagrammed as discrete melanosomes in figure 2 for simplicity. The density of melanocytes in all types of skin is similar and constant. It is the distribution and amount of melanin that determines the skin color. Eumelanin production is regulated primarily by MC1R signaling. Two different MC1R ligands, God, have opposing activities. Alpha MSH is an agonist, oh God, while agouti signaling protein, ASP in mice, ASIP in humans, is an antagonist. That's what I thought. Okay, oh Lord. Binding of alpha MSH and to MC1R activates, look, adenylate cis- cyclase and ultimately leads to generation of secondary messenger C-AMP signaling cascade for the transcription of enzymes necessary for melanin production. ASP inhibits eumelanin synthesis by directly affecting the binding of alpha MSH and the downstream expression of microtomia, oh gosh, microtomia associated transcription factor, MITF, necessary for promotion activation of all the three enzymes, TYR, TRP1, and TRP2, thus promoting pheomelanin synthesis. Others have also suggested that MITF is involved only in the activation of TRP1 and TYR, not TRP2. Lot of mercy. It gets even more. Oh, well, fibroblast growth factor. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So, anyways, I just kind of want to go back over over that one. Okay, for sure. But wait, where was my reading of? Hmm, Okay. 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 So there was a portion that what was it called? Paul. There we go. Boom. Second Corinthians. Oh no, there's a better one. Hold on, y'all. Second Corinthians. I read this verse. Okay, period. Let me see. Oh, I listened to it. Ooh, I don't have to read y'all. Thank you. Oh no. Oh no. Can y'all hear it? I can't hear it. Let me start it over. Hold on. Hold on. Oh no. Hold on, you guys. I have to reshare it. Hold on, y'all.
But now I forbear,
I'm gonna
lest
start
any
it
man
over,
should think,
y'all. Hold on.
2 Corinthians 12. It is not expedient for me, doubtless, to glory. I will come to visions and revelations of the Lord. I knew a man in Christ about 14 years ago, whether in the body I cannot tell, or whether out of the body I cannot tell, God knoweth. Such an one caught up to the third heaven. And I knew such a man, whether in the body or out of the body I cannot tell, God knoweth, how that he was caught up into paradise, and heard unspeakable words, which it is not lawful for a man to utter. Of such an one will I glory, yet of myself I will not glory, but in mine infirmities. For though I would desire to glory, I shall not be a fool, for I will say the truth. But now I forbear, lest any man should think of me above that which he seeth me to be, or that he heareth of me. And lest I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me. And he said unto me, My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Therefore I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, in distresses for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then am I strong. I am become a fool in glorying. Ye have compelled me. For I ought to have been commended of you, for in nothing am I behind the very chiefest apostles, though I be nothing. Truly the signs of an apostle were wrought among you in all patience, in signs and wonders and mighty deeds. For what is it wherein ye were inferior to other churches, except it be that I myself was not burdensome to you? Forgive me this wrong. Behold, the third time I am ready to come to you, and I will not be burdensome to you. For I seek not yours, but you. For the children ought not to lay up for the parents, but the parents for the children. And I will very gladly spend and be spent for you, though the more abundantly I love you, the less I be loved. But be it so, I did not burden you. Nevertheless, being crafty, I caught you with guile. Did I make a gain of you by any of them whom I sent unto you? I desired Titus, and with him I sent a brother. Did Titus make a gain of you? Walked we not in the same spirit? Walked we not in the same steps? Again, think ye that we excuse ourselves unto you? We speak before God and Christ, but we do all things, dearly beloved, for your edifying. For I fear lest, when I come, I shall not find you such as I would, and that I shall be found unto you such as ye would not, lest there be debates, envyings, wraths, strifes, backbitings, whisperings, swellings, tumults, and lest, when I come again, my God will humble me among you, and that I shall bewail many which have sinned already, and have not repented of the uncleanness, and fornication, and lasciviousness, which they have committed.
Okay. So hold on. Yeah, so that's just some food for thought. Every book is written for a reason, so make sure you know the reason. Make sure you know where you're receiving the source of your information always, okay? Because depending on the source is going to dictate whether you should be listening to that source because it may not be applicable to you, your DNA, your ancestors, and your future generations. So make sure you know the source because what's applicable to you may not be applicable to the other. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure you know thyself. Okay. Know thyself is number one, is most important. Once you know thyself, everything else starts to flow. So know thyself. Once you know thyself, okay, then you can then you know the source that you should be receiving, okay? And once you know the source, you then know when you're being deceived, okay? And once you're being deceived, you now start to make better decisions for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, my voice is tired. I'm more of an action type of girl. I'm not much of a talker. And I was off social media for 5 years, and I'm just returning after like a good 5 years on and off because, I had to finish my MBA, do my Master's of Homeland Security, do my research for the Pick Me Awareness Hotline Rehab Recovery Center, the Goddess, d-goddessuniverse.com, do research on all of that and more. And there's a reason why it's d-goddessuniverse.com when I was doing my research behind the trademark, copyright, and all of that. And if you want like a video on trademark, copyright, and all of that, let me know because I've gone through the process successfully at least 2 times now, and pending three and all sorts of other things. You can always hit me up at the-goddessuniverse.com or use a goddess at the-goddessuniverse.com. It's very, very, it's a very nifty name. Okay. If you know me, you know. Use a goddess at the-goddessuniverse.com. YOUZAI goddess at the-goddessuniverse.com. Feel free to email me there about whatever you may have on your mind, any questions, things of that nature, trademarks, business, partner selection, because I'm partner selection coach, and all of those things. But this is a spiritual like aspect type of video. And if you want more of it, let me know. But for the most part, it might end up on my Patreon. So make sure you support my Patreon and my YouTube. Okay, because yeah, this is where most of the videos will end up, okay, as well as on my the-goddessuniverse.com website. So yeah, make sure you support, and until next time, I think for the most part I've said what I had to say. And again, the audacity of a group of people thinking that they own the word they. Okay, let's just pin that there. And again, people say things in a certain way because they already know how current society is, and how it's a patriarchy, and how certain systems are put in place by certain type of people that want to keep people dormant, sleep, you know what I'm saying? So but at this point, it's very transparent what some people do. Okay, and the most insecure, miserable type of people are the people that feel they need to have power and mind control over people. And it's just so funny that when you try to harm and segregate yourself from people, and the outcome of you trying to be evil, the most evil and cruel, is is justice of you needing those same people you tried to control and rule over. You need them to escape. You need them to be free. But guess what? You're so prideful in even your wrong that a normal person would say, you know what? We're wrong. Let's just clear the air and do what's right. No, 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 no. You won't do what's righteous. No, no, no. Because you would need, guess what? Melanin for that. You would need melanin for that. Because the more melanin you have, the more righteous a person can be, even more. Not saying that, that's a whole nother topic. But yes, you need even more melanin for that, and empathy, and to be vibrating on a certain level. And some people don't have it. And they're mad about that. And the only place they shine is here on earth, and that's okay. And that's okay. Oh, because guess what? Us melanated folks, we also shine here on earth. So it's like, damn, well, let's make them hate it here on earth because, that's the only place we can make them feel our pain because we're little immature children and we just want some attention. Oh my gosh, because we can't do nothing about it. And until we just be honest, so that guess what? We're not only hurting the people that we're trying to hurt, but we're also hurting those within our own groups. That's the type of mentality that these particular type of people, that the world is, especially the United States, is modeled after and upheld. Yes, they're ruling in their hell. They, I mean, they're ruling. That's what they want to do. Great, great, but they're gonna need that melanin to free themselves. Okay, period. Okay, either, and the most blessed melanated person is a melanated XX chromosome being. Okay, baby. Period. Period. We may be the most looked down upon within this particular society, okay? But as more people start knowing the truth, you're gonna know, guess what? The first is last and last is first, baby. And that's how I'm gonna end it. And thank you for joining me. And I am, just redoing this video because I thought it was important. I needed to spread the awareness that, okay, topics of this is a whole different topic from like my partner selection topics. Okay, it's kind of different. Okay, but anyways, I felt it was important because guess what? You're gonna love yourself, baby. If you're coming out of anything that looks like me, you melanin, you're gonna love yourself, and I'm gonna make sure that you know the truth, or at least can get closer to it of knowing that you are you are love at your best. You Okay, period. All right. Thank you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe if you got anything out of this. My voice is okay. Peace.